Hello New Zealand, Sirian here again, 72-year-old grandfather from a small rural town in New Zealand. I spoke a couple of weeks ago on video about my beliefs and where we're headed in this country. And last time I was using notes. This time I'm doing it from the hip, from the lip. And so forgive me if I stumble. Before I get started, I would suggest any of you who have the opportunity to watch Dr. Julie Ponesi on YouTube on the Faith and Democracy series. She has given a wonderful speech on what is happening around the world, mostly in Canada for her, but if you transfer the words Canada to New Zealand, you'll see what's happening here. Some of you will have seen a video recently that I did calling out our Prime Minister in New Zealand. I refuse to use her name. I will not speak her name again. She's a lying, manipulative, cunning individual who has brought this country to its knees, and she deserves no recognition as a human being. So, in doing so, she just becomes a thing. Just a thing, a harmless thing. I don't hate her. I do not hate her. But I pity her. And I know that when her masters have finished with her, and she's done the job that they wanted to do, or if, as I hope and pray, that by us all standing up she fails in the job they wanted to do, they'll get rid of her just as easily as we swat a fly. She will be of no further use to them. Anyway, on Monday, I'm attending a termination meeting in my employer's office as a school bus driver because I'm unvaccinated. I don't understand how the virus being here for 20 months or so is going to infect any children that I drive around the country after the 15th of November. I really don't understand that. It seems it's been sitting and waiting until that day, midnight, 15th of November, and then it's going to strike. So I'm unvaccinated, I'm out. I'm not afraid, I'm not scared about this, I'm not worried about what happens next. I have a strong faith and a belief in going forward, and I just know that I'll be alright. There are many people out there who are living in fear at the moment, and my advice is don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to stand up. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out. There are many of us who are willing to put our shoulder to the wheel and help you through this. So don't be afraid. That's the first thing. Secondly, we must stand up against the tyranny that we're seeing around the world. I call upon anybody who's a thinking person to stand firm wherever they see tyranny, bigotry, racism, injustice. Stand up and be counted, even if you stand alone. And wherever you see love and compassion and people helping one another, wherever you see neighbours going out of their ways to support those who are less fortunate, well then stand with them, because that's what this country needs more than ever. We learned recently of 4 school teachers who were heading home to Taranaki on the weekend after the rally in Wellington, where estimates from 20 to 25,000 people attended. Those 4 people who lost their lives are heroes in my book. Their families have been torn apart. There's hurt in the community. The schools they taught at have been torn apart. And people are suffering. And for no reason. Simply because a few elite want control. So we need to stand up. And those of us who stand and say no, no more, you're the heroes. You're my heroes. I look up to people like you, and I'm proud of you. I'm not anti-vax. I want to make that quite clear. I am not anti-vax. I am anti-freedom of choice, or the freedom of choice being taken from us. I am anti-coercion. I am anti-segregation. What has happened in this country is that there's been 2 classes of people established, those that are vaccinated and those that are unvaccinated. The unvaccinated in New Zealand now are classed as what the Germans called Untermensch, or subhumans. And it's wrong. It is so wrong. So we need to stand up. We need to stand together. We need to say no. Enough is enough. If enough of us, and we don't have to be captains of industry, we don't have to be airline pilots, we don't have to be famous sports people or leaders of churches, it just takes ordinary New Zealanders standing shoulder to shoulder and saying, we will not take any more. You can shove your vaccine, you can shove your coercion, you can shove your segregation, you can shove your horrible laws that are tearing us apart. And if we stand firm, we will win this. I'm not afraid. I might be old, I might be grey, but I ain't going to lie down yet. And I certainly will go to my grave knowing that I stood for right and truth and an honourable way to live in this country. So, there it is. That's who I am. If I can be of help to anybody, if I can give support, if I can give encouragement, if I can do anything to lift someone who's feeling a bit down, you know where to find me. I'll be on Facebook or Telegram. Not hard to find. I can do a bit of homework. And I hope and pray that the day will come when we will be able to say, we won. We saved the soul of the nation. We became a nation of one people again. That is my hope and dream. God bless you all.